From Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, holiday greetings to everybody. From Atlantic Boxing Television to all of our viewers at home on ABT. Pete, it's been 16 long years since ABT first broke into production, but we're back and we're on YouTube.
They ain't seen nothing yet, John. We're on YouTube.
When fights were fights, ABT, Atlantic Boxing Television. Log on to www.atlanticboxing.com. Best holiday wishes. We hope you enjoy the fights.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, with only 3 rounds and 2 minutes rounds. The first round, they try mostly to feel each other out, try to land some serious, good, hard punches to let their opponent know they're out to fight. Second round, they got to move that fight along, and they got to start punching hard and putting combinations together. Third round, they got to let it all hang out and go for the crown. So that's just about the pace of it. Watching the first round, if there's a knockout in the first round, which we didn't see, it'll be a surprise punch that the opponent wasn't ready for it. But we haven't seen a knockdown in the first round or one in this whole fight tonight. But that will happen, I assure you. And the only reason we ain't seeing any knockdowns is it proves the one thing: these fighters are in condition. They're pretty good fighters and good fighters, and that's why we ain't seen no knockouts.
Well, here's round one of the other 132-pound semifinal bout. It is Frank Shea fighting out of the Lowell Sun Charities. Frank is in white with the blue headgear, fighting Horrigan Montagno from the Holyoke Boxing Club. Jorge wearing the red trunks. Now he spins around Shea. We saw Shea fight in Whitman, and he was highly impressive. He won his division down there, Paulie, and right now he's got his work cut out for him because this Jorge Montagno looks to be a tough one.
Yes, Montagno is a good fighter, and Shea is a great fighter, too. Both kids are well matched tonight, and we're going to see a real good fight here, and it's an exciting fight. Because, you know, as these kids are being broken up right now by the referee, the crowd is sort of quiet down. They know this is a good fight, and when two good fighters are up there, and anything can happen at any second, you notice the crowd sort of simmers, waiting for that explosion.
Yeah, they were noisy. The decibel level here when we opened up was quite raucous, and now, as you said, the good word, the crowd is simmering as Shea versus Montagno. Now, I think that Jonathan Barrows has his work cut out. If I were him, I'd get to bed early tonight because he's got a long night ahead of him tomorrow night if he's got to take on one of these tigers.
Yep, tomorrow night they're going to be the winners of these fights are going to be the winners of the previous fights before this fight, and that's when you're going to see some real action. And of course, we're seeing some real action tonight. All these fights are real action, but tomorrow is the title and the belt, and that's what they're going to really go for. So it takes tonight and the night previous from this night to make this big days be a great event. And all these fights from Whitman all the way down are showing what happens with amateur boxing all over the state of New England, that running them everywhere just to get here at the Lowell Suns. And that's what boxing's all about, especially amateur boxing. Wherever they're holding it, Whitman, Brockton, Sharon, Dedham, or wherever the bouts are being held, Medford, is to get here to the Lowell Suns, and here we are tonight with those kids from all over.
That is the end of the first round, Frank Shea versus Jorge Montagno. Special thanks to Rob Hawley down at Continental Cablevision of Randolph for airing Atlantic Boxing Television. Also, John Donovan and Lawrence Nobile at Falmouth Community TV, Mark Gallagher in Medford, Narayan Kaimal in Dedham. Those are the outlets for now that Atlantic Boxing Television is seen on. So the end of the first round there, it's tough to decide who won that first round, Paulie, because they just both had their heads down and were trying to fire off.
Yeah, that's been happening all night, you know, as we're going along. They go out, they do the actual things that they say they're doing. They're going to go out and throw some real leather out there and feel each other out, and every fight's been happening that way. And now we're going to see this round, second round, where we're going to see, I think, a little more leather thrown and maybe some more serious punches. That's been going on all night that way.
Round two, Frank Shea, blue headgear, completely white tank top, white trunks. Jorge Montagno, red trunks, white tank top. Now Shea backs Montagno into the ropes. Montagno spins him around. They come to the center of the ring. The fighters tied up and are parted by Doug Sheeran. This is the second round. Both fighters very cautious, Paul.
Yep, that's showing the respect for one another, I think. I think they know they both can punch, and now we just saw a good exchange there. And they are good fighters. They got good class down there. We saw these kids fight before. But the one thing I know is they got to start throwing leather to win this fight, throw some punches in there, and they're going to have to start very sharply.
Yeah, Shea did sting Montagno with a right hand moments ago. Now Shea trying to back up Montagno, trying to measure him, line him up, get him in the crosshairs and pull the trigger. Fighters are separated. The winner will take on Jonathan Barrows tomorrow night. Now a wild left hook lands to the forehead of Shea. Shea ties up Montagno. Whose style do you favor, Paul? They're both stand-up style. It seems that Shea holds his hands higher up.
Yeah, I seem to go with Shea right now because as Montagno seems to be throwing him from right field right now as I'm seeing this fight. And I'm going with Shea a little bit. But Montagno is very dangerous when he's not throwing punches like that. If Shea walks into it, there's going to be some trouble there. So you can't count Montagno out. But I seem to be leaning a little bit to Shea. Now, there's a good overhand right by Montagno. But Shea came right back on that one.
He's warned by the official. Shea ducks underneath Montagno. As Paul said, Montagno landed a few blows just moments before that, though Shea landed a few solid uppercuts. Now he backs Montagno up into the neutral corner. Montagno frees himself with a wild left hand. Second round action. That is the end of the second round. A tough fight to call here.
Yep, it's very close. They're landing some good solid punches, but they got to do a lot more punching in there. Get off a lot more and push this fight. Both of them. They have to throw more leather and get it more furor in there and to get the win because it's too close to judge and making it pretty tough for the judges down there.